Dad ditched my graduation for his wedding. Now his perfect new life is falling apart because the baby might not even be his. So this happened a few weeks ago, and it's still causing major drama in my family. I, 18F, graduated high school this year, first in my family to do so, and I've worked really hard for it. Honors, AP classes, part-time job, all of it. My school held a formal graduation ceremony, and I was selected to give a short speech, just a couple of minutes, but still an honor. Here's where it gets messy. My dad, 43M, is remarried to Krista, 34F. They've been together about 2 years and decided to have a small wedding. Cool, whatever. But the date they picked? My exact graduation day. I told him months before when graduation was. I even sent him a calendar invite when I got the date. At the time, he said he'd be there. But in April, he texted me like it's no big deal saying, "Hey, we're locking in the wedding date, June 2nd. I immediately reminded him that's my graduation. His response? "Yeah, we know, but it was the only weekend that worked for the venue Krista wanted. You'll understand one day." I asked if he was still coming to my graduation. He said he'd see what he could do, but that I shouldn't take it personally. I did take it personally. I told him if he wasn't going to be at my graduation, then I wouldn't be at his wedding. Cue the family group chat meltdown. My stepmom messaged me privately telling me I was being immature and selfish, and that not everything revolves around me. My aunt, dad's sister, actually took my side, saying it was awful of him to schedule the wedding then. But most of my dad's family seems to think I'm being a brat. I ended up skipping the wedding. I gave my speech. My mom cried. My stepdad took 1,000,000 photos. My dad? He didn't text me until the next day with a half-assed, "Hope your graduation went well." Now he's not speaking to me. He says I embarrass him and made Krista feel like I don't accept her. I've tried explaining that it's not about her. It's about him choosing to miss a once-in-a-lifetime event in my life. So, Reddit AITA? Hey, Reddit, I didn't expect my original post to blow up the way it did. Thanks to everyone who weighed in. Reading your responses really helped me feel less crazy. I figured I'd post an update because, well, a lot has happened. So, we finally talked. Kind of. A week after the wedding, I got a text from my dad asking if I was ready to apologize and move forward. That was literally how he worded it. I told him I wasn't going to apologize because I hadn't done anything wrong, and that I was still hurt he chose a venue over my graduation. He left me on read. Then about a week later, Krista messaged me on Facebook, which she knows I rarely use, and sent a long, weirdly formal message about how families grow through forgiveness and how I'd missed a beautiful day that could have brought us all closer together. I didn't reply. Enter Grandma. My grandmother, Dad's mom, called me out of the blue and asked to take me to lunch. We talked for a couple hours. She said she didn't agree with the wedding date either, and that she told my dad he was being unfair. Apparently, he told her he didn't think I'd skip it. Like he literally assumed I'd just cave and show up to the wedding and miss my graduation. She also told me something I didn't know. The venue Krista couldn't reschedule. Turns out they could have done it the following weekend. It just would have been more expensive. My dad didn't want to pay the difference. So, yeah, I missed my graduation speech so he could save money and avoid Krista being annoyed. Where we stand now, we're barely speaking. I sent him one more message saying I still want him in my life, but not that he's going to treat my accomplishments like an afterthought. He didn't reply. Honestly, I'm sad, but I also feel like I finally see my dad clearly. It sucks when the parent you look up to stops putting the effort, but I'm also kind of proud of myself. I didn't back down, and I don't regret going to my graduation at all. I earned that moment. Thanks again for all the support, Reddit. It meant more than you know. Top comments. He thought you wouldn't skip it. Wow. That one sentence says everything about how little he values your boundaries. You did the right thing. Opie, I'm sorry he's not showing up for you the way he should. Our dad chose money over a once-in-a-lifetime moment for you. That's not just disappointing. It's telling. You didn't miss his wedding. He missed your graduation. Keep your head up. I'm a dad. If one of my kids was giving a graduation speech, I would reschedule my own funeral to be there. Your father's way out of line, and Krista doesn't sound much better. You don't owe anyone an apology. Grandma MVP energy right there. Glad someone in your dad's family gets it. Also LOL at Krista messaging you on Facebook. That's like digital passive aggression 101. We grow through forgiveness. Says the woman who didn't want to reschedule for $500 so her husband could attend his daughter's graduation. Spare me. Update. Hey, Reddit. It's been about a year since I posted, and I thought I'd give a final update for everyone who followed this and messaged me. Wow. A lot's changed, and some things haven't. So, I started college. I got into my top state school, and I just finished my first year. I made Dean's List both semesters. I also got a campus job at the library and joined a Women in STEM club. Honestly, it's been good. College gave me the space I didn't know I needed. I didn't hear from my dad for nearly 6 months. Not a text on my birthday. Not even a generic congrats after I posted college move-in pics. Silence. Then, around Christmas, I got a card in the mail. Not from him. From Krista. It was one of those mass photo cards of them smiling in fall leaves. On the back she wrote, "Hoping next year brings healing and forgiveness." No return address. No note from my dad. Nothing about me. Then came the real twist. In March, I went home for spring break. My mom asked if I wanted to see my dad while I was in town. I said, only if he reaches out. He didn't, but my grandmother did. She invited me to lunch again. She was super warm and supportive like last time, and then she dropped the bomb. You know Krista's pregnant, right? I didn't. Apparently, they're having a baby this fall. She said my dad had wanted to reach out to me after they found out, but wasn't sure how. Translation, he wanted me to make it easy for him. I left that lunch feeling nothing, not angry, not sad, just really, really done. So I wrote my dad a letter, not to mail, just for myself. I laid it all out, everything I wish he'd acknowledged, the disappointment, the favoritism, the way he expected me to be the adult. I told him I loved him, but I couldn't keep chasing someone who only shows up when it's convenient. I didn't send it. I still have it, folded up in my drawer at school. As of now, we're not in contact. And honestly, I'm okay. I've learned that sometimes family means the people who show up, not the ones who share your last name. My mom and stepdad drove 3 hours to watch me present at a student research fair this semester. My dad doesn't even know I'm majoring in biology. So, yeah, that's where it ends for now. I'm open to reconciling someday, but I'm no longer putting myself on hold for someone who keeps choosing to miss my life. Thanks again, Reddit. You helped me feel seen when I really needed it. Update. Hey, Reddit. Yeah, I didn't think I'd be back with another update, but here we are. TLDR. The woman my dad married instead of attending my graduation, she cheated on him, and now my phone won't stop buzzing. So here's how it went down. About 2 weeks ago, I got a message from my cousin, dad's side, with just, "Yo, check your dad's Facebook." I haven't looked at his profile in forever, but I did, and there it was, a long, slightly unhinged post where my dad basically aired out the entire situation. He didn't name names, but it was clear, something like, "I gave my whole heart to someone who couldn't give me loyalty. To those I hurt last year, I see it now. I was blind, but not anymore." Apparently, Krista had been cheating on him with a co-worker, someone from her job at a marketing firm. It had been going on for months, and he found out by accident when she left her phone unlocked on the kitchen counter. They're now separated. She moved out last week. And yes, she's still pregnant, due later this year. Whether the baby is my dad's, that part is currently unclear. And now, my dad suddenly wanted a relationship again. After a year of silence, I gotten 5 texts, 2 calls, and a very long email. The subject line of the email? I see it now. I'm sorry. The message basically said he knows he failed me, that he prioritized the wrong things, and that Krista manipulated him. He says he misses me, that he wants to start fresh, and that he's going through hell. I haven't replied. Here's what I'm struggling with. Part of me does feel for him. He got played, and I wouldn't wish that on anyone. But another part of me can't help but notice he only reached out after she betrayed him, not after my graduation, not after missing my first year of college, not after ignoring me for over a year, only now that he feels abandoned. It feels like I was his backup plan. So Reddit, what now? Do I reply? Do I even want to? Is this real remorse or just desperation now that Krista is out of the picture? I genuinely don't know, but I do know this. I am not a consolation prize. Not to my father. Not to anyone. Update. Hey, Reddit. This might be the last post I make on this. I didn't expect this story to span a year and a half, but here we are. So yeah, I met with my dad. Here's how it went. He asked to meet just to talk. After Krista moved out and the truth came out, my dad kept texting and emailing. He was all over the place, apologizing, reminiscing, sending me old photos of us from when I was little. I ignored everything for about 2 weeks. Then I called my therapist. We talked about why I was hesitating. Not because I didn't care, but because I knew if I saw him, I might fall right back into the guilt, the pressure, the old need to be the good daughter. She helped me set boundaries. So I finally texted him. 1 coffee. 1 hour. No Krista talk. He agreed. We met at a little local cafe I used to love as a kid. He looked older, tired, genuinely wrecked. I won't lie, part of me felt sad seeing him like that. But another part remembered him missing my graduation while smiling in wedding photos. He started the conversation with, "Thank you for coming. I know I don't deserve it." Good start. I didn't say much at first. Just let him talk. He admitted to everything. That he chose Krista's wedding over my graduation because he wanted peace and thought I'd understand. That he convinced himself I was just being dramatic. That he only realized how much he lost when Krista betrayed him. And then he said, "Losing her hurt. But losing you broke me." Then I finally spoke. I told him I appreciated the apology. But I also told him this. You didn't lose me because of her. You lost me because you made me feel invisible. You picked a woman over your daughter. And you didn't even look back until she left you. That's not what a father does. He teared up. He said he knows. He said he hated himself for it. I told him I'm not ready to be a daughter again. Not just like that. That if he wants to rebuild trust, it starts with actions, not words. No guilt trips. No, I need you. Just consistency. So where does that leave us? We're not close, but we're talking again. Slowly. I told him he could call me once a week, and that if he ever brings up Krista or tries to rewrite history, the calls stop. He agreed. I don't know if we'll ever be what we were. I honestly don't know if I want that, but I said what I needed to say. I stood up for myself, and for the first time in a long time, I feel at peace. Thanks, Reddit. You've been here through all of it, and I really needed that. Update. Yesterday, I got a message I never expected. From Krista. Yep, her. It started with a DM. Not an email. Not a text. A random Instagram DM from an account I didn't recognize because she changed her username. It just said, "I know I don't deserve a response, but I thought you should know the full truth." Attached, a photo of a baby boy, maybe 3 or 4 months old. And then she wrote, "There's a chance he's not your dad's." Apparently, after she moved out and things blew up with my dad, she reconnected with the guy she had cheated on him with. And the timelines? Messy. Overlapping. She says she's not 100% sure who the father is, but leaning toward it not being my dad. Why message me, though? She said, "I know I hurt your dad. I hurt you too. But if the baby's not his, he deserves to know. And I think you do too." She also weirdly added, "He talks about you a lot. He misses you more than he ever missed me." So now what? I haven't responded. I don't know if I should tell my dad. I think he deserves to know. But also, it's not really my responsibility, is it? He's finally putting in some effort, calling weekly, asking about school, without making it about himself. We're slowly rebuilding. And I worry this will just nuke him emotionally again. Part of me is like, screw Krista, let her clean up her own mess. Another part is like, your dad deserved the truth, even if it hurts. I haven't told anyone else yet. Not my mom. Not my therapist. Not even grandma. I just keep staring at the baby's photo. He has Krista's eyes. But there's nothing about him that looks like my dad. After thinking it over and reading so many of your replies/messages, thank you, I decided to tell my dad what Krista said. I didn't want to. I didn't want to be the messenger. But I knew if he found out later and realized I knew and didn't say anything, it would destroy what little trust we'd rebuilt. So I told him. We met in person. Same cafe as last time. He was in a decent mood when he showed up. He even brought me a little souvenir from a work trip. That made it worse. I got right to the point. Krista messaged me. She sent a photo. And she said there's a chance the baby isn't yours. His face changed instantly. Not angry. Not shocked. Just numb. He didn't say anything for a full minute. Just sat there blinking like his brain froze. Then he whispered. I knew. Apparently, Krista had already hinted it once during a fight when she was moving out. Something like, "You're not even sure that baby's yours." He said he tried to block it out. Told himself she was just being cruel. But he knew. I handed him my phone so he could see the message. He stared at the photo of the baby for a long time, then quietly said, "He doesn't look like me." Then he asked, "Why'd she send this to you?" And I just said, "Because she didn't want to deal with sending it to you." He laughed once, just a sharp, bitter sound, and said, "Yeah, sounds about right." Then he thanked me. He said he knew that couldn't have been easy, that he appreciated me being honest with him, even when it hurt. And then, this surprised me. "You didn't owe me this. You didn't owe me anything, but you gave it to me anyway. I don't deserve that kind of grace." That might be the first truly self-aware thing he's ever said to me. Where we are now, he's planning to ask Krista for a paternity test. He didn't say much else about her, just that he's tired, and that he wants to stop running from the things he messed up. After we talked, he sent me a text later that night. "Whatever happens, I'm proud of you. You've grown into the kind of person I wish I'd been." I cried a little when I read that, not because it fixes anything, but because, for once, he didn't make it about himself. The paternity test came back. Not my dad's. 0 doubt. 0%. No match. No gray area. Just final. My dad called me right after he got the results. He didn't say anything at first. Just kind of laughed quietly, like the kind of laugh you make when something's so ridiculous you don't even feel it yet. Then he just said, "She lied about everything. And I let her. I didn't say I told you so. I didn't need to." He said he was going to send her the results. And then he was done. For good. No more messages. No drama. Just silence. He said he wanted to get his life back. Then Krista did what Krista does best. She escalated. She showed up at my dad's house with the baby, crying, begging, saying it was a mistake, that she still wanted him to be the father, that he already loved him. So what did DNA matter? My dad didn't let her in. He talked to her through the screen door. He told her, "You made your choices. And so did I. You picked someone else, and I picked my daughter. That's it." She apparently screamed something about losing everything and that he ruined her life, which is wildly ironic, considering. Then she drove off. No clue where she is now. No one's heard from her since. After all of it, my dad came over to my apartment just to talk. We didn't go deep. We didn't rehash. We just sat on my little college apartment couch, shared some takeout, and watched TV in silence. Not father-daughter bonding, but not strangers anymore, either. Before he left, he said, "Thank you for giving me the chance to do one thing right, even after I did everything else wrong." I didn't respond. I just nodded, but I think he got it. So this is it. Krista's out. The baby isn't my half-brother. And my dad? He's no hero. But maybe he's finally trying to be human. Me? I'm okay. Really. Therapy's helping. I've learned how to say no, how to set boundaries, how to stop waiting for the parent I wanted, and start accepting the person I am without him.